but you know, that's where it is. But the pandemic really kind of humbled me, though. It's been a humbling experience.
Yo, what's goody, family? Welcome to the Devil's Advocate with Ace Anderson and Akron Watson, where we're making the best case for the guiltiest pleasure.
Get the fuck out of here.
Niggas when she said
motherfuckers.
Wow. She wanted to be abstinent.
Damn.
Yeah, and we already together.
I think that's a
Man,
sign,
ask
nigga.
anybody. There are no benefits to abstinence.
I'm so fire. I'm so fire. I'm so fire. I'm so fire. I spit flames. I'm so fire. 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 Spit flames. Here come. Sick
You hear this white bad? Don't blame me, put it on my notepad. I did a number 2 to make me number 1. A little lamp light, heat seeping from a wood lamp light. I'm the ghost story, been gone in the mind. You the toast. Now
Yo, what's goody, family? Welcome to the Devil's Advocate with Ace Anderson and Akron Watson, where we're making the best case for the guiltiest pleasure.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's what she said.
Motherfuckers. Wow.
She wanted to be abstinent.
Damn.
And we already together.
I think that's a
Man,
sign,
ask
nigga.
anybody. There are no benefits to abstinence.
Yo, what's goody, family? Welcome to the Devil's Advocate. Oh shit, let me mute this dude. Yo, welcome to the Devil's Advocate. We are back We are back, baby, for a third week. And I'm super excited. If anybody was following, we're on Clubhouse right now having a conversation. And so my boy Ack is about to hop back in here. You good?
You got me muted.
Now I got you. You up? You up?
Am I in here?
Yeah.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Okay, I'm on click. Can somebody bring Michael into the? I want to hear Michael Hubbard and what he got to say about something.
Word, but
I know he got
Ack,
something
let's
to
get
say
back
about
to the
it.
show.
I'm in here, man.
Word.
I'm in here. I'm with y'all. We all together.
What we talking about today,
What's up,
Ack?
Mike? So we talking about love on Tinder. We talking about love on Tinder.
Yeah.
Can you find it? Can you find it? Do you have it?
Is
Do
it
you have
possible?
it?
Do I have it?
So we got a couple people, y'all, that I want to introduce. Jasmine, Ty, Michael. We're on my live right now. We're on my podcast. I just want your permission to be able to share with whoever else might be listening. Okay, buddy. I knew Michael was gonna be on.
They don't know me, so yeah. I would be on Tinder, but my wife.
Okay, that's my first question. Wasn't we should go ahead and break up?
What's that?
I'm waiting on Ace to pick me up. It might be a lag.
Oh, yeah, I'm not really following. It's hard to hear people on the broadcast. I can't hear people on Clubhouse.
Or is it a lag from me though?
Yeah.
You good?
Okay. Yeah, it's like a big lag on my end. It's so weird. I don't know. It's just all of a sudden like maybe.
I know it wasn't happening before.
That's weird. Clubhouse is gone. But I don't know how to. I think we might have caught up.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, what's up?
We might just have to go with this for a little bit. Yeah.
Word. I guess so. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another round of the Devil's Advocate. We're here 3 weeks. Yo, we almost had a month, Act. We almost had a month, son. And I'm super excited because it feels like we're starting to get into the groove of things, despite even the technical difficulty. We're switching things up. We're figuring out what the groove of our show is. We're even trying out getting people on Clubhouse to have a conversation. And obviously, because we're just trying it right now, there's going to be kinks that we're trying to work out. And before we finally solve the problem, Akron has internet this week. Woo! Yeah! Act getting internet. Congrats.
Yeah, if it was
on the back for another milestone. Another milestone. And we had it going so that Akron was like the basically he was moving in real time. But now we got it so that he's like a couple seconds behind. But I think the audio is right, but maybe the video is like super far behind because it looks like he's still not even paying attention.
Let's just let's just try to maybe it'll come back. Who knows?
Who knows? All right, Ax. So we talking about real love on Tinder. Now you chose this topic, and I was actually really curious because we have a whole production spreadsheet. So you chose this topic, and I was curious to know like where was your mind when you were choosing this topic specifically?
If shoot, probably just on my current situation, just like experiencing like wanting the love, and then like because we're not outside, bro. We can't go outside. And so like trying to find what I wanted was only coming up, as like in my day. Could I meet a girl today? Tinder. You know what I mean? But the question and Tinder is such a far like because you already missing out on that seeing someone and that awkwardness of like meet them, and that's all a dance that if you don't have it, it means something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's like for me.
Yeah, this kind of this topic interests me definitely because I being in a I guess a open relationship, it this wasn't really off limits for me in terms of once Gabrielle and I got together. But when Tinder first came out, you know, it was it was an exciting thing for me to like that it was like, oh, there's this new app that people are trying, and it's gonna be easy for us to date, to find somebody. But to be honest, I never had any success on Tinder. Ever. I never found nobody, like no matches, nothing. And I actually thought when I got into a relationship it was gonna be easier because like I had a newfound confidence and I had and like and if I was ever swiping on Tinder and shit, like I had better pictures. Um Nothing, bro. Nothing. It never worked out. Never worked out for me. Ever. And we even came up with like little stupid drinking games and stuff. But I think a part of it was where we were located in Dallas. Uh and in Dallas I just felt like it just like Dallas women aren't okay with, then I'm just speaking generally, aren't okay with dating black men unless it's like sanctioned by daddy, and the only person and only time it's sanctioned by daddy is if the dad is black. so so uh I found like, and there's not as many black women, especially at SMU. So my circles, there just weren't a lot of women of color who would be interested in me you know so I like I never felt like Tinder was gonna, like, it just never worked out for me. It never ever worked out for me. And so I'm so interested now, even the times where I really wanted it to. I'm so interested now that like to see how um you know what the world is like. Yo, Ack, I'm not hearing you. God damn it. Why Lord? Why Lord? I can't hear you at all, bro. Not even lagging, nothing. Okay, he's quitting, he's coming back. It's just me. We're gonna do a little dance, you know what I'm saying? Uh but yeah, up here he comes. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Bro, I can't wait till we can finally do this shit in the same room, bro. Can you hear me, Ak?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh my god. What's happening? Like, what is happening, bro? Like,
I don't know.
I really don't get it.
Cause you were like the solution was to cut off everything that was using Wi-Fi. And is that still the case? All the other stuff is off?
Yes, yes, bro.
Dang.
Everything is paused except for my iPad and my iPhone and my Nest device that controls my air.
Dang, man. Okay. Well,
It's so weird. It's crazy.
and it was working fine. Like literally we was on here for an hour before and it was working just fine.
And I feel like it's Clubhouse. I feel like Clubhouse fucked up my signal somehow. But I mean, how would it have done that?
I don't know, maybe cause like more bandwidth with because taking more taking more on the network. All right, well, whatever. That's just
Frozen.
it's about conversation, so we could just talk, and at least the sound is good.
Okay.
All right, so go back and say what you were saying about about Tinder. Sorry.
So what I was saying about what?
Tinder.
Oh my god. Tinder is an app. And it sucks, man. Tinder sucks, honestly. Like Tinder sucks. And it just doesn't do the romantic experience any justice. Because it starts you off in a really carnal way, bro. Like you don't get any nuance from these women. It tries to give you nuance with like formats, its questions, in terms of like how the thing looks, but it's literally just, is she fine enough for you to fuck? Yes. Then are you now interested in what she has to say? And then somebody about Tinder and like the first thing was like, oh, why, TMI. It was all of this like stuff I shouldn't say. And I'm like, I'm just being honest. We don't want honest. What we want is charming or charismatic. And like, I felt like she was being honest. I felt like she was not trying to steer me wrong for whatever reason. I felt like she was like being like, here's what women want. And I'm like, so wait. You don't want the truth? Are you sure? I'm not saying she didn't want the truth. I think what she wanted an abbreviated, charming version of the truth. So then it's like, oh, so now I'm giving you my representative. I'm not even really giving you my whole full true self.
Yeah. How do you find yourself in a position like that? Like, what do you think that it is that you're doing to increase the probability that you'll end up in a situation with a woman like that?
With a woman like, what do you mean?
Well, in terms of wanting to see a certain, like, so this, I guess, woman wants to see a facade. So, what do you think what do you think that you are doing or not doing that's increasing the likelihood that you'll find yourself in a position with a woman who would rather see a facade?
Mm. Well, I think that kind of comes with the territory of Tinder. Is what I'm saying. Is that like, Tinder has a culture now,
Mm.
and and I think schooled me on the culture. She was trying to be like, oh, don't do it like that because that's not what most women on this app would like. Here's what most women on this app would like.
Mm.
And I think that kind of culture, the point I was trying to make is I think that kind of culture doesn't breed love.
Right.
I don't know that love can come from there. I've definitely fallen in love with someone from Tinder, but it's just like anything else. It is what you make it. You know what I mean? Like, I made it to where like I didn't really be in a relationship with anybody, and she was on that vibe too. And you could feel it in our vibes. You know what I mean? By how we said things in our little about me section and all that jazz. But yeah, no, I think that sort of this is how it should be. Sort of like I think it definitely can be attracted. I think that some men can attract that vibe automatically.
Mm.
I don't normally attract that vibe on Tinder. I normally attract the let's get married vibe.
Mm.
Yeah, I normally attract the meet me at the altar in your white dress. Like jagged edge vibe. I attract that 36 to 39 like
What do you think
kids
about?
now. Like you said, what?
What do you think it is about you that does that? That attracts that? Because I don't
You know,
attract women
I
like.
don't know. You don't attract the let's get married women.
Nah.
See, I would trade that with you in a heartbeat.
Nah, the chicks that I attract, yo, are the chicks that ghost. They're all ghosts, bro. They want to be like what I find with women that I attract is that they see me as the cool bad boy, sex bomb character, and then they meet me and they realize that I'm super profound and deep and witty and goofy and got dad jokes, and they see me as a husband, and then that scares them because they're like, "Oh, he's looking for a wife." And so I should run away from that at all costs because that's not what I want. But the thing is, I'm attracted to those women. Like I'm attracted to like I want my woman to be bad as shit, bro. I want my woman to be fucking fine as shit. And I want her to be everything that I want her to be in a woman. Because shit, like I know how fucking great I am. If I'm gonna give myself to you, I want you to be just as great as me. So when it comes to those types of women that I attract, those types of women aren't typically the ones that are like, let's get married. So for me to find somebody like Gabrielle, like it seemed like I was shooting in the dark, bro. Because first of all, I'm in Dallas, Texas, and I already explained that for me, women in Dallas they're just not looking for me. Like they're not anyway. I could go on and on. That'll be a whole topic in itself. But when it came to finding Gabrielle, it's like that shit is so crazy. That's why I'm like, it could only have been through manifestation that was possible in the city that I didn't think I would ever meet my person here, bro. Remember, I was flying women out, like I was flying girls out from Miami and from New York and shit, because I wanted something to work out with them. Like I had to search elsewhere, man. I couldn't find nobody here. Everybody that I fell in love with in Dallas was from somewhere else. And they hated Dallas. They did not like Dallas at all. So it's just wild to me.
I would trade that with you in a heartbeat.
But you know what?
Bro,
I think that means that's it's purposeful. Like God does it that way. You know, the woman
God does what way?
the women that you attract, the women that the women that are hardest to get for you are the women that are for you.
Bro, I keep looking up at my picture hoping it'll catch up with me, and it's just not, man. It just hurts, bro. It hurts to just keep looking up and seeing it.
Well, we
like,
get
where even is it right now?
Lost.
It's lost. It's fucking lost. I'm sorry.
Oh shit, that's so funny.
All right. So true, man. I don't even know what to say. Get this, I hustled to get this Wi-Fi, ladies and gentlemen. I hustled to get it. All right. Let me just put it out there. Let me stop seconds and just talk about this. I hustled to get this Wi-Fi, the highest Wi-Fi that I can have in this building. There is no fiber wire in here, so I can only get 100 megabytes per blah, 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 whatever the hell that is. After last week, I'm like, let me get the highest signal. You know what I mean? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, there's no fiber wire in the building or whatever. So that put me at a disadvantage, but I thought I'm cool. So I just need to tell the people, anybody who might be listening, I don't care. This is the best that I could do. And it was working fine before y'all came. So maybe it was y'all showing up that made me laugh.
Well, here,
let's go on. What are you talking about?
Yes.
Oh, man.
That's funny. This is funny. Yeah, now it's gonna be great to be able to look back on all of this shit. Like, look at these first. Remember the first couple of episodes? Like, we couldn't even get the Wi-Fi.
Oh my god, episode. What is this? Is 3.
This is 3.
I'm glad we getting Tinder out the way now, though, bro, because I don't want to be talking about Tinder in episode 20. That looks bad on me, like as a person. I'm glad we getting this shit out the way. Let's talk about this shit for real and just air it out, and so people don't never have to hear me talk about Tinder no more. I don't even have it on my phone right now.
Tinder is done. We're dead and gone. Yeah, man, I had Tinder for about like 2 years into our relationship. And I think it was in 2018 because I was in LA too. I was like, oh, LA on Tinder is finna be popping. Like, it's gotta be somebody out there. It's definitely Dallas. And nothing, bro. I ain't get no love because it's too. I mean, first of all, it's an oversaturated market. But I thought for sure, like, all right, I at least look more LA than Dallas, and so it'd be more likely to find somebody who would match with me. But I didn't get no matches, bro. No matches. Zero. In fact, let me not say that. I got like 5 matches probably in total on my entire, Tinder extravaganza. But all of them were.
Who just stuck out for you? Somebody's picture just popped up in your head. Who was that? Yeah, nigga. Who the fuck? Yeah.
All right, so I went on one successful Tinder date.
Boom.
One successful Tinder date. And successful in the sense that I scheduled a date and the bitch showed up. Like, that's successful for me. Nothing transpired after that. So it's not even a juicy story. But this chick, Asian chick, um, she had just come back from China, on a little visit with her family. Uh, she had like two pictures, and I was hesitant to swipe right on her because she just had the two pictures. Man, I'm like, come on, you like Tinder gives you 10. You know what I'm saying? Show me something. So she had two pictures. And I was like, all right, like she's kind of cute. And swiped, a couple of hours later, I got a successful match. And then texted her a little bit. We she was like, "Oh yeah, let's meet up for lunch." So I was like, "Perfect. Like what? Like she's down to meet up. Like, I matched with somebody and it's not like just the trail goes cold or whatever." So so we meet up at this Mediterranean restaurant up in Plano. And so I had to leave. It was in Plano, so I had to leave my job uh and I basically had to take like a 2-hour lunch because because I had to drive 30 minutes to Plano. But I was gonna make this damn date work, and I was like, please just show up, please just show up. Turns out she needed me to pick her up because uh some issues. And so I show up, I'm like, all right, that's no problem. So I show up, and she comes out and she's on crutches, yo.
Oh my God.
So she's on crutches. Crutches
Oh
out.
God.
Oh yeah. Oh, she got a big ass cast on her leg. I'm like, yo, what happened? Oh, I broke my leg because of something stupid and yada yada yada, whatever. So I'm like, all right, what, whatever. At least you here. Like you showed up, you broke your leg. I've had women cancel for so much shallower reasons, yo. And so now she got the cast on there, yo. I'm like, all right, at least she a real one, son. So then we're at the restaurant and we're just talking, and she's like sounds super cool, like, and she's telling me about her trip and like, and being in China, um and then at some point during the conversation, she's like, well, I'm not a lady boy. And I was like, what? And she was like, a lady boy. And I was like, I don't know what that is. She was like, oh, you don't know about the lady boys in like South Korea, and like, this is like a big thing in Asia. Like there's, basically, well, you know what it is. It's like transvestites, or transgendered uh uh just boys that they'll get shit. They'll get like prosthetics and all of
Yo,
that. And
watching you try to explain this shit, it's the funniest. Oh my God. No, keep going, bro. Keep going. Wait, can you start over? Start over and tell us again what it is. What Ace is a lady boy? Tell us, man. Come on.
I'm trying
That's
to be honest
hilarious.
here, yo. I'm trying to be real with y'all.
He said it's a boy who.
Oh shit. Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, lady boy. And I'm so confused. And so she explains to me what it is. And 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 we're just like having a conversation. Like we start talking about something else, and then she brings it up again, and I'm like, yo, wait, like this I can't tell, yo. I cannot tell if she's trying to like trick me. It's like, or she's just trying to like be funny. I'm like, is this a joke? And so, long story short, I just hurried the date along, dropped her back off, and made my way back to my job, and never talked about that shit ever again.
Well, you can't say that anymore because you just talked about it on the Devil's Advocate.
There you go. You guys heard it here for the first time in ever.
For the first time, ladies and gentlemen, the Lady Boys. That's the Lady Boy story, man.
The Lady Boy story. Wow.
The Lady Boy story. That sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Yo, I really did it.
Hey, man, but like that. Honestly, that brings up another interesting topic for me because I get swiped right on of transgender people to the point where if I'm in a mood and I'm just like swiping right on everybody,
yeah,
at least swipe right on a trans person, I know we're gonna match. I don't know how to feel about that.
I mean, I don't feel
I
the
can
type of way
always
because I think the same thing has happened to me before. Like where it's just, like you do it like what you're saying, you're just swiping and swiping, and if it's somebody who like I would never honestly, if it's somebody I'd never be attracted to, most of the time I'll match on them. Which I don't know what that says about me, I don't know what that says. But like that kind of makes me feel a type of way because I'm like, I guess my pictures ain't shit. But then I had like, I've had girls set up my profile and they're like, this one is gonna be a match. And I'm like, just to strike out just as much,
Bro, I turned this to see if I could just get just a little bit more sick, just an inch more.
Yeah. What would that take? Because I mean, you said everything is shut off. And I mean, I'm connected. I'm hardwired. I'm just happy we could hear you this time.
Oh my god, my face right now. Oh, never mind. It went away. Oh, this is, bro. Oh, what is these? What is that in his mouth? Is that bacon?
So what would you say is your most successful Tinder experience?
I always go back to this particular woman because she was the prototype of what I like, and you know what I'm talking about. We've had that conversation 10,000 times, and we will continue to have that conversation when we bring up the flavor of the week.
Oh shit!
Oh, is it time?
It might be.
Speak.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard the sound, so you know what time it is. It's time for the flavor of the week, baby. Yes, yes, yes. And we're going to the next slide.
Yo, it's the flavor of the week. It's the flavor of the week. Man, that girl is bad. Flavor of the week, baby.
Yes, indeed. If you know anything about Akron and I, it's that we love that nature has blessed us with women of all shapes, sizes, walks of life, and especially flavors. So, oh snap, we're going to the so, we take this time for the flavor of the week to be able to showcase just how much we love the ladies, and this is just an opportunity to pay tribute to all of the amazing women out there, and especially the ones that have touched our lives. And being MLK Day, you know, we have special flavors because our flavors always got to be themed for the week. You know what I'm saying? So, Ak, while I'm bringing this up, why don't you go ahead and talk about your flavor?
Bam, 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 bam. See, the reason I do that is because this is my type, man. Like, this is my of the week is Angela Rye. Angela Rye is a CNN political commentator. She is the CEO of a company, Strategies. I want to tell you more about Impact Strategies. They have a proven track record in political, social justice, strategic communication. Y'all, this is that. How do you describe her? This is the highly educated Black woman that you see on CNN all the time, going in on people and being beautiful while she does it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you ever just and they're talking about Black Lives Matter, something that matters to us, some type of social us situation, she's there, looking beautiful and going in on people. She also has a show called On with Angela Rye. She is the host of that, obviously. I mean, this woman has 1.5 million followers. You probably follow her. You know exactly what I'm talking like you don't know. And she's bad. She's bad. And on a separate note, she's bad. You know what I mean? Like, if you just go and look at some of these videos, which I watch all her videos, because, you know, how can I not right now? Like, I feel like I'm so tuned into this. Our movement, our struggle, you know what I mean? It's MLK Day, baby. Anyways, go ahead.
For sure. Heck yeah. All right, and my flavor of the week is a woman that requires no introduction. She is an American politician, lawyer, voting rights activist, and author who served in the Georgia House of Representatives.
Yo, it's the flavor of the week. It's the flavor of the week. Man, that girl is flavor of the week, baby.
She's the author who served in the Georgia House of Representatives from 2007 to 2017, serving as minority leader from 2011 to 2017. A member of the Democratic Party, she founded Fair Fight Action, an organization to address voter suppression in 2018. Her efforts have been widely credited with boosting voter turnout in Georgia, including in the 2020 presidential election where Joe Biden won the state, and in Georgia's 2020-2021 U.S. Senate election and special election, which gave Democrats control over the Senate. This woman has done quite a bit for the Black movement, to say the least, and her name is Miss Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams is, I mean, like she's unprecedented. Like I feel she's on the level of MLK right now. We're gonna be start saying SA. I need to make up an acronym for her or something.
Acronym?
Yeah. SA. Trying to think of something cool. But yeah, man. Just the fact that she what did you say about her act? You were like, you feel like you could go on a date with her and it'd just be fun.
Oh no, I said what I actually said was that I've dated a woman that like almost like is her. You know what I mean? Like her vibe. You know, not like in the political position that she's
right.
in. You know?
Absolutely.
I feel like I might have married that woman, but
word.
Somebody who was like her, you know. but there really nobody like quite like her, obviously.
Facts.
Which is why she's like, it's crazy to see like that. Like, that's so earned.
Yeah, I don't know if you feel like this, bro. Like, so sometimes, people talk about representation, and uh, I don't, I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this. Like, a lot of times I feel like we take for granted the representation that we have in search for more representation. And I say that and as low level people, like, being like, what made me want to grind was seeing that there already were people grinding and that had done it before me, right? Like, for me to just know that MLK did what he did, it's like I don't need another MLK in a sense to be able to know that that's possible. But a lot of times I feel like a lot of people in our community feel like they need more examples of how to do it, when it's like, for me, I'm like, how many examples do you need? First, you just need to, Jesus is supposed to be the greatest example of what you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to be. And and as much as I enjoy seeing people that look like me on TV, I don't need that. I don't need more in order to do it. Like, the people that have been on TV, that are on TV now, that's enough. Like, I love seeing more. I want to see more black people. I love what I've been seeing in movies and in stories nowadays. Like, we're telling more diverse stories. But a lot of times I feel like I'll get into these conversations with people like they're just not inspired to do anything themselves because they feel like there's not enough people doing it like that look like them. And so I don't know how you feel about that.
Uh, you know, I think that like people want to reinvent the wheel all the time when it comes to like, you know what I mean? Like, people want to do something special and different when anything that you could think of, there's probably an organization already going with people already attached to it. Just needs your assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't try to reinvent the wheel that way, go and actually discover what way more black voices than we want to give it credit for. But it's not the coolest thing to do to just go and volunteer your time at something that you actually are really passionate about. It's like you're really passionate about less. I bet gang violence, you're like, oh, I want that, right? But are you willing to go and volunteer at a meeting about gang violence that's happening right up the street from you? At some place that they rent out for $400 a month because that's what somebody can afford. You know what I mean? Like, those type of places already exist, and they may be full of black people. It makes me think about my first therapist, right? And the way that I got my first therapist was I got in trouble with the law, and they gave me a black male. And I think that when you hear black male therapist, people are already like, "What? Really? Like, where?" Like a black male therapist is like it's like it's like it's like the Easter Bunny. You saw one? And he was attached to the system. He existed right up the street from my mom's house, and so here I am in Dallas, just in trouble legally and having to go see a therapist about something that I had done. I don't even remember what it was. I think I was into something, man. I used to be wild. And so, I say all that to say, like, I don't think that you have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to things like activism. I think that like the fought every day untelevised, like it's
Mm-hmm.
nobody's talking about about some lawyer that's like getting off work and then spending another 4 to 6 hours on his activism with other volunteers, from the community.
Yeah.
I think we may discover more Black voices in that type of atmosphere if we really look and really took the time. And then I went to a couple rallies. Did you go any marches?
This year, no.
Like in 2020 with the whole George Floyd, and did you?
Oh well. Oh no. I didn't. I didn't actually go anywhere. No, I didn't. I never felt safe enough to go out.
That makes sense. That makes sense, bro.
But that's
It
why
really
I put
does.
on. Like I did what I could in terms of the movement. I made that poem, which I felt. I mean, it still resonates with me. Like I like just perform it for myself and read it out loud. Um, and it really does resonate with me. Maybe I'll do it at the end of this. Um, but but yeah, it's just it was crazy during that time because like I put out, you know, I at that moment I was really worried about putting out a poem so quickly. I'd never done that before. I'd never written something, rehearsed it, performed it, filmed it, and then like posted it. And it all happened within a week. And but it was so powerful and so potent, and the fact that it went viral, like really, it really secured in me what what I was capable of, like what that I had this voice, and it really motivated me to do a lot more stuff, and even what we're doing now, like a lot of it was the cause was the were the effects of me writing that poem in the first place. But then I had friends who, Gabrielle and I both had friends that would reach out to us and be like, "You're not marching, you're not promoting, you're not doing the movement enough," and like you're not like basically like we weren't Black enough to be a part of the movement, and it severed our friendships. Like there were some friends, people like, "Yo, you gotta come out to this thing, you gotta do this, like I know that you would." And I'm like, "Yo, first of all, I don't feel fucking safe, yo. Like I'm not trying to leave my house." And like, 2 days ago we were talking about like everybody needs to stay inside, and we were mad about all the people, posting about them, talking about, oh, these people aren't wearing masks and this. And then now those same people are like attacking people on their side, like brothers and sisters. You attacking us, and to this day those friendships haven't been reprimand or reconciled. And it's really sad. It was really a sad moment. But it felt like at a certain point, all it made me want to do was be like, yo, fuck y'all, yo, fuck y'all. I don't like. I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I need to do in my life and what God is telling me to do. I got this divine inspiration, and now I'm using that, and it's successful, right? Like I'm being rewarded for putting in that work. And then here I got friends talking about I'm not doing enough, and then sending me example websites. Oh, see, this is what your site should be like. Like, bitch, do you know how fucking long it took me to build this website, yo? To even figure out it's just like what the like, and but because I'm not like my poem wasn't enough. All I did was make a poem. All I did was write a poem. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? And it made me realize, like, oh,
And
just
what do you think? What do you think you look like in their eyes? Like when they're not talking to you, what do you think they're saying?
I think it's just envy and jealousy. I think it would be words of in whatever would fit that narrative because that's what it seems like when they're coming at me. And when they're coming at Gabrielle too, like because all Gabrielle did was share my shit. You know, like so so she's complicit. And I but it sounds like jealousy to me because people responded for the most part. You got it went, for the to me it went viral. Maybe not to, maybe it didn't reach millions of people, but it touched a lot of people and several people thousands of people shared it. And for me that was like and for me and for anybody who knows me, I feel that's that's success. And then so to anybody who's in my same field or feels threatened by my success, then that's the narrative that they would push forth. That's what they would start to say, like, oh, he's not doing enough. This isn't all he did was they're trying to diminish my success. And when you try to diminish someone's success, it's only because your light is too bright for them, or their light is too bright for you. If you're trying to diminish someone's success, their light is too bright. So you want to do anything you can to fog that up or make it not seem as bright as it is. And it's really unfortunate, man. And I think and those are the same people that say that there aren't enough examples. But when I fucking become an example, then you want to tear me down. I'm being an example of what the fuck you should do. I had something I wanted to say, and I figured out a clever way to say it that thousands of people would hear. But because that's not the way you would have done it, then you want to tear me down. And then talk about how I need more examples. We need more examples. And then those are the same people that talk about how everybody else has the power except for them. Well, the people with the power, those people with the power. I'm like, where the fuck is your power, yo? What are you talking about? Like nobody else has, like somebody else has your power. Nobody has your power. So you get up and do some shit and stop looking at other people. Stop judging other people. That shit is so frustrating to me, man. So frustrating, so unfortunate. And it's a mentality that holds us back because we're not building each other up. You know? Like the quote, remind me the quote that you said, that you just mentioned today. If you want to go.
Oh, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Exactly. And a lot of these people want to go fast, man. A lot of these people want to go, they just want things to happen like that, pop off at the speed of light. And that's not how shit works, yo. That's not how the game works. We go together, we stay together, we stick together. There is no them. It's us. It's just us. And we all in this motherfucker together. And so we all gotta be for one, and one gotta be for all. And it's so unfortunate that motherfuckers still don't get that shit, man. They'll tear down their friends, sever relationships, people that love them, people that, if they're successful, could actually help them. I don't know, man. I don't know. Have you experienced anything like that?
Yeah, a lot of distrust, man. It's a lot of distrust going on. You know, I feel like I was very untrusting of a lot of people. You know what I mean? And then I began to attract people or untrusting people. You know, it was like you were one of the few people that I felt like I could trust for a long period. And I think that just came from like maybe us being from two different places or something, or just having similar sensibilities, but like different vibes. It was like, I don't know what it was, but a lot of the guys that I was from Dallas, like I couldn't really trust them. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't trust myself around them to like get some. You know, even guys who claim to be actors, like you were the first actor that I felt like I vibe with this guy, and we're on the same path and mentality and the drive vibe. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you call your homie, you got an idea, and y'all either about to make it happen or y'all just about to talk about making it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know them homies. You know what I mean? Like, you were never that homie. You know what I mean? And so it was like, of course, I'm gonna gravitate to that because it's like if somebody called me, it's like, all right, like let's make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, period. And that energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and energy too is something that I never really believed in. It was something that I had to experience over a period of time.
Yeah.
I wish that we learned about energies earlier in our lives, like, because it's real. Everybody knows that that's real.
Yeah.
That's something that we should be taught, man. Like, that shit should be, first of all, we need to hone in on what it is, what it means. It needs to be a whole class. I feel like that shit should be in like the 11th grade. They should have this class. We just talk about like, these are called vibes. You know what I mean? Like, when you come into a room, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
bro, it's almost like an etiquette class.
Yeah, for sure, man. Now, I feel that because I definitely got that vibe from you. Like, it was so interesting, man. The day I met you, you walked in late. You walked in late for the shipment, the first day of the shipment rehearsal, and I was like, "Who is this nigga, yo? This nigga. This is my first professional show, yo. My first professional show, and I'm like, this nigga's walking in late, like, you know, just giving me like thug vibes, bro. Like, just extra, just I don't give a fuck about nobody but myself, nigga. and like, and I don't know what it was. Like, I think it was afterwards. It was like on a break or something. Afterwards, we ended up chatting, and it was like, oh, yo, I make music. Like, you were like, I sing, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I record. So let's, you know, come through and we can record some shit and like do some shit. And I've said that to people before, and they've come by before, and they, you know, and then we kind of just vibe out and do the first thing of what you're saying. It's like, are we gonna get this shit done? Are we gonna, you know, are we gonna talk about it, or are we gonna, you know, actually do it? And so for me, I'm like, well, we'll see, because I don't really care. Like, I don't have anything to do. I'm just like, I'm gonna go home and vibe out. So I think it was that first weekend, and you came by the crib, and and we laid down like 2 or 3 tracks, because what happened was that you had whole songs finished, yo. Like, and this was the first time I had ever experienced this. You had like, you would have the hook, the beat, you know exactly what was in your head, what you wanted to make. And I needed that so bad because I knew how to make it. Right? Like, I had all the ability, but I just needed somebody to tell me what to make. Like, what the fuck do you want me to make? That's the problem. When you can make everything, bro, you can't make anything by yourself, bro. Like, I'm so everywhere, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck to make. I can make this, I can make that, I can do this, I can design whatever. I could be a singer, I could be a rapper, I could be an actor, I could be a designer, I could be whatever the fuck you need me to be. Just tell me what the fuck you want me to make. And so for you to be like showing up, having everything, it was like, oh shit, this is a godsend, man. This is fucking awesome. And it was so unassuming. Like, that was the other thing. I was like, damn, yo, this dude is like so profound, because that was the other thing. Your songs weren't just like, yeah, let's fucking get some money. Yeah, let's fucking get some money. Like, it wasn't like nothing. It was actually some profound shit, you know, and you were vibing with a lot of the shit that I was saying. And so to find I had another like epiphany moment. You know, it was like to find somebody in Dallas, you know, a nigga in Dallas that like that I could vibe with on this level. That was just it just felt like it was right. Like this shit, you know, I was like, damn, this is cool, you know. Um and I felt that like I was your canary in a sense. Like I was the guy that kept you from going the other way. Cause when I first saw you show up on that, you know, on that first day of the shipment, I feel like you were a guy who could go the complete opposite route, you know? And now to be here making music with me, I'm like, oh, I felt like this is meant to be. And that shit just rhymed. But yeah, man, I felt like our relationship was all about the energy. There was just this energy that moved, and I feel like, you know, that's why I'm so excited about doing this show with you, because you know we come from different worlds. We're two sides of the same coin, you know, where you yeah, like yeah, I feel like we balance each other in that way. Like you have all of these ideas, or all of these, you know, I mean, a big part of the reason why the show exists is because it was your idea, and I just knew how to do it. And I'm good at spotting people with good ideas and helping them see them to fruition. And so my favorite part about our relationship is that you're the idea man. Like you have these really good ideas, and I'm good at really turning it into a solid, you know, it like making it into something that the world will marvel at, you know. I know how to make shit look good. I know how to make it sound good. I know how to make it feel good. And feel right, feel true. Um,
Yeah, that's why all we really need now is distribution. I swear to you, like I think about this all the time. All we need now is distribution of
yeah,
a product, because we have the thing. You know what I mean? Like we need for it to work better, because right now audio lag is like killing me. But once the thing works better,
yeah.
just side conversation, like I'm probably just gonna throw a lot of money at the thing, because now I'm thinking like I probably need to change services. I probably need to change. I need to go from like AT&T to like I don't even know who to switch to. Spectrum.
I don't know.
Who
So
to
I think
switch?
like we need to get a studio. If you're talking about throwing money, you know, we just gonna get a studio, show up at the studio, record this shit, all the camera shit set up. We don't even have to worry about doing this whole test shit. You know, we just hit the big red button.
Like yo,
Word. Well, we had about an hour now on the podcast. I want to do any touching up, any you know last minute things we want to say about Tinder, about finding love. I don't think it's good for y'all. First of all, I'm gonna say that I don't think it's healthy. I think that it's like gambling with sex, and like you're mixing two of the seven deadly sins together, and I just feel like that's not good. That's just not a good mix, you know. And it yeah, it's not really. It's possible to find love on Tinder. I mean, I've heard of the stories and people, you know, finding good relationships, but you're really taking a gamble. Just like you gotta, you know, you might become rich if you go to a casino. If you play blackjack, you could. There's a chance, but it's not a long term solution.
yeah, man. I think that like honestly, I feel like get just first and foremost. I think it is what you make it, and I really should leave it there. But like, is that people will make it into whatever they want to, and like manipulate you into thinking that it's not. So it's like it's not the same. It's just that, and that's the thing that I'm most scared of, which is why I know that that's the key to it. Is that like the key to Tinder is that like you eliminate that first moment of meeting someone that somebody can't really fake. Like that energy, that vibe, that especially if you're looking for somebody real. Man, if I bump into somebody and like I'm like, hey, how are you? He is interested in me. That initial energy is everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
I always know when something is the key to something when it taps into one of my weaknesses.
Mm.
When it's like, oof, oh, there's a spot I need to work on.
Mm-hmm. Yo, that's honestly how I've been thinking about working out lately, bro. Like I've been thinking like, okay, every muscle is a video game. It's like the first level of a video game. And I'm trying to literally feel every muscle in my body that I'm working whenever I'm doing my little workout routine in the morning. And I'm like, oh shit. And the more I really go in on trying to feel those parts of my body, the better like I actually end up seeing it physically. Like I've been working on my back recently and I'm looking at my back. I'm like, oh shit. When I actually put thought, literal thought into those muscles, into those little areas, those weak spots, then I start to see them grow, like those muscles grow. I'm like, oh shit, I got a bunch of definition on my back. I used to have zero definition on my back, bro, like zero. But now that I'm like actually consciously thinking about it, and I'm like, ooh, that's a weak spot, and it's now becoming stronger because I can put some thought into it, and lean a little bit more into those weaknesses. And so I think that's really a powerful concept, leaning into your weaknesses.
Yeah, bro. I know when it taps into one of mine, then that's the key for me. And so like ignoring that energy is the key for me with Tinder. I have to ignore that that's important.
Mm.
And I can only for so long. You know what I mean? Like somebody's true essence is always gonna come out, and like there is a lot. You get a lot of true essence with somebody if they really like you.
Yeah.
I've had a woman who like for whatever reason I think I reminded her of her ex, and like that was the last man that she like truly loved, and so
Mm.
we both came on really strong to each other because she was like my prototype. And this is this girl that I keep talking about when I'm with Tinder can exist in a love space
Mm.
because I feel like we loved each other,
Yeah.
but it was a little twisted, and I have to just like only wonder like have we been in the train, sat around each other for a little bit, got off the train, walking home. She had just happens to be going my same direction, and then I'm like, "Excuse me," you know what I mean? Like or whatever. Like um, that same scenario actually happened with one of my prototypes. I think I told her I said, "Song, if you give me your phone, you know." Like I'm feeling, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm about to go in on this song. I'm about to kill it. Because this is one of my prototypes.
Yeah.
Um, for me too, and that's something like it's kind of hard to find your prototype when you're swiping many other types of women. Like you can't go in and be like, I want a natural woman with hair. Like you can't go in and be that specific with it, which is something it's almost like you have to look through so much that you end up swiping right on something that you maybe if you were in public you wouldn't even say anything to. And so now you've put her in the mix of all these other women when it's like, no, you were looking for something specific, right? When you first logged into Tinder, right?
Yo, I can't tell if you're still talking.
Bro.
You're not. Oh, okay. My bad.
Growing pains.
Bro, for sure. Um, yeah, man. Oh shit, it's 11:11.
Growing pains.
Oh shit, for sure, man. But we're gonna get better at this, man. This is you're right. Growing pains hurts.
I'm switching the spectrum.
When you think you staying out in LA?
Yeah, I think the thing about LA now too is that like there's earning potential, and it's all about what I do with that opportunity. When you when I've gone somewhere, I like a certain number of years to be there, and the problem is that like even when it gets hard, I still look at it like, well, been here as long as you said you would be. You haven't given it the chance.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have like a push through mentality and not look at everything as you know what I mean? Like struggles are gonna come because you know it's like right now to be like fully transparent. It's a struggle for me to be here because it costs so much and opportunities are way less than they would be. You know, just the industry is completely um,
Frozen, pretty much.
and I could just go on. I could just go on and on and on about how on pause. So, you know, it's a struggle mentally to be. But give it its due. I have to do my due diligence and give it its time.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I wish we sometimes I think about I'm like, man, I wish we could go back and both of us, get out there together at the same time or like, be able to really plan it out. But but a part of me also
Well,
feels
come
like,
on, man. Whatever you.
well, I mean, a part of me just
All
feels,
bad.
you know, you're out there learning, you're out there to to experience it for me. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about this shit all the time. Like we're so glad we're not in LA right now. You know, just because if we actually committed to buying the lease, I mean, we would not be doing well. I don't think we would be doing as well as we're doing right now. Right now we're being able to stay with family and save and stuff has been really really helpful for us in this time, and especially safe. It just allows us to not really have to be moving around too much. Um, to be with family. Um, and we pretty much have our own little space here, so it's pretty much like, and then we're auditioning for everything via Zoom, and everything that's happening is online and it's digital, so it doesn't really make sense for us to be anywhere, um to be moving anywhere, especially when all the jobs that I'm auditioning for and getting booked for are everywhere but LA. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. And I know, like, and sometimes
So the,
I know if we was in the same city, and when we are in the same city, like, just based off of how much we've been creating in the last couple weeks together, I know that when we get into the same city, we're like, it's gonna really, really, really pop off, yo. Like even looking at what we accomplished for the Raw events, bro, like in 2014, doing that whole thing, like that was a really great show, and I think we did it properly. We did a rehearsal. We had like dancers. that was a really great prototype for what we could accomplish, and we just did that shit in a week. I think we put that whole thing together in a week, which was wild. So so yeah, man, I think that I think that being in this is gonna be really powerful for when it can happen.
Slowing my nose real quick.
We couldn't tell. We couldn't tell.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yo, that backdrop looks like the backdrop Al Pacino had in The Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, man. One of my favorite movies, man.
Oh, word?
That monologue at the end. Yeah, that monologue at the end, man. It's just like
Al Pacino's, yeah.
the world. Yeah, from the time that Keanu enters the room, I love that monologue. I love the monologue too about the guy that's running in the park.
Oh yeah, that's a good monologue too. Yeah.
God's special little creature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Al Pacino's one of my favorites of all time.
Oh hell yeah. He's nasty with it. Yeah, I'm excited for the world to hear Tony did it.
Well, you know, you know the influence that movie had on our culture, bro, is so and like the fact that like it's still alive right now.
Yeah.
Like that mentality is still being pushed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like Future was the last artist that made a song about Tony Montana.
Mm.
So it's been a while. You know, he may be fading. The image that I'm trying to paint may not be as like palpable as it. Man, when I was growing up, Tony Montana was like a god to the homies,
Mm-hmm.
to all them niggas. You know what I mean? Like he was like,
Yeah, having
you know, everybody wanted to. Everybody wanted to imitate him.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, nah, but I think the way that you wrote it, like the way that shit hits is it's such a vibe that I think that it'll kind of reinvigorate that uh that kind of mentality, or maybe not necessarily reinvigorate the mentality, but reignite the conversation around it, but in a new way, because your sound is way different in the way you're the way you're coming at the song. I feel like it's not like it hits different. That's really all I can say. So I'm excited to for the world to hear that one.
Yep. Yeah, everything that I'm producing, I feel like right now is like a psychology lesson, because it's really just like it's like a think about this thing, but it's me thinking about it. You know what I mean? And then like I'm really just sharing my thoughts, but in retrospective type of way. You know, like almost every song I feel like we've come up with, you know, which was about my current like living situation, but from like the aspect of it ending, not the beginning, not even the middle, but like as it was ending. You know, you got Throttle right now, which is about like it's really about like it's about fucking Mulatto, it's about fucking the Stallion. These are all the top people in our industry right now. Like niggas are not holding. I mean, like Lil Baby and the Baby are holding up the men's side. You know what I mean? But you got all these talented, we're killing the game. You know what I mean? And like, I wasn't making songs about Megan when she first came out, but now that she's been hot this long. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, you gotta give Meg her props. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she might be a big old, uh, a big old woman, but she is in fucking charge right now. Nigga.
Yeah.
And then Cardi B ain't that far behind her. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the list of women goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Remember, the game wasn't like that, bro. Like, I mean, we're really witnessing something right now.
Yeah.
Women in the industry.
Yeah.
Like, they can drop basically whatever they want to, you know what I mean? And like talk about their own ass. Like, my ass sold this and my ass sold the fucking city.
Mm.
City Girls are some of the biggest artists out right now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's facts. So would you say your music is an antithesis to that, or is it on the same plane but just
well, I'm experiencing it. I'm experiencing it in a position of appreciation.
mm. Yo, and that's
Like,
actually a market that you don't really hear of in a lot in rap music. You know, there's not a lot of appreciation rap. It's either this rap or I'm the greatest rap. That's it.
you know, to me, it's almost like, how could you what's working right now? Like, you have to look at the time when Drake started like really popping off, like, and you know, to be honest, like when Drake first came out, because my style was similar to that, because I sang and other, I was really hating on the nigga. You know,
Oh yeah.
I was hating, like, you know, I was hating, like,
Yo,
and he
same.
was an actor too. I mean,
Yo, same, nigga, same, bro. Same. Cause guess what? I liked Drake at first. I liked when I first heard his music. But then when people started digging him, it was like, yo, Drake, everything. I was dating girls. They was like, oh, I was letting them listen to my music. It was like, oh no, Drake. Drake's better. Can we listen to Drake? And I'm like, man, fuck Drake, yo. Like, Ace, motherfucker. Look what I'm doing,
Ace.
bro. And yeah, so I was definitely hating on Drake, and especially like, and that's funny you say on the singing side, because for me it was just on the rap side, like the fact that this nigga is a rapper, like he's making hits, man. Like I love that he's made, like he just. I'm like, damn, how does Drake make another song, another catchy song, yo, another one, yo, another fucking one, and then, but now it's crazy, like, cause in 2020. With you and me making songs, I'm like, damn, yo, I just wrote another banger, bro. Like so much I had to turn that into a song. I just wrote another banger. I just wrote another banger. Hey, I just wrote another banger. Yeah, that shit is gonna go hard too. So it's like I feel like I'm writing shit all the time. I'm like, holy shit. And then I live with a musical chef, you know, and she's singing all the time. So there's just music in our house all the fucking time. And I realize what it is. It's like, oh, I've aligned myself with my truth. I started to now hear I hear my consciousness loud and clear. And it's just, and it speaks, it tells you that's God right there. God is just like giving you hits, left and right. I hit like, and what I learned today, because I talked to a really good friend of mine. She came by. Um, she's going through a divorce, and so she was talking to us about that, and she's so happy. She's like way happier than I've ever seen her going through a divorce. And I realized after she left, I was like, oh shit, you're supposed to use your chaos to create. And that's what you do on a daily basis. You take from chaos, right? That's what artists do all the time. Artists imagine a world that doesn't exist, and they take from that, and then they use their words to paint a picture in reality. right? They actually manifest the thing from taking it from a place that doesn't exist. So you're supposed to use the chaos to create. And I was like, oh shit, holy shit. That's what I've been doing. You know, like all of the things that I'm going through every day, everything that I've been experiencing for my whole life, you know, I'm finding ways to put that into my creation and write and make it into something that is actually that's actually valuable. Um and just, I mean that's essentially what I explained I did with the I Am a Man poem and you know George Floyd's death. Like that spoke to me in such a way that like I need to write this, yo. I need to write something. And it was a hit.
Yeah, man. I wish that I was on that with you, honestly.
What do you mean?
Because like I just wish there could be a part of that. Like I wish there was a part two of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, write a
and it
part
was,
two to it, nigga, and then we do that shit in succession, bro. Like, you know, in repertoire, and
yeah,
this will be part of our fucking, you know, like part of the show, bro. Like at the end of the concert or whatever, you know, or we'll have a moment. But hell yeah, bro.
it should just be like maybe that's something that you could do annually. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
keep that same vibe going with a different cast. Like basically you just recast it and be like me, you, and like maybe two other people.
shit, man. Whatever it is, bro. As long as we doing it, man. I just want to execute on the art.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, honestly. You
Yeah.
know, I had this thought, man. You know, which brings me back to Tinder too, because I was like, maybe I'm not doing enough, and I think I hope that we all have to have that thought that I'm not just too hard on myself. Um,
No, I don't.
but I had this thought where I was like, I'm not doing enough, and it was the first time in the pandemic to like put everything away, Tinder, thoughts of being with anybody, just like you know, looking for love type vibe. You know, I was really looking for like I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I was still really like searching. I was on Tinder heavy, like March, April, May. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like talking to my thing. He was like, "Man, what's the rush?" I'm like, "Man, cuz." You know, I'm just like, I'm looking. You know, and that's a whole nother show. I feel like because like I really look at myself like husband material, and so I kind of feel a wild way, and it really it's a good mentality to have, but it can definitely backfire. You know, like meeting somebody that you think is wife material and then like moving too fast with her
Yeah.
is
Yo,
usually how that works.
all right, bro. Look, I want to explain this story because I really understand it now. So, all right. So, whenever the proper way to read and know a story is to put yourself as every character in the story, so you know how the story will end for you, right? So, in the husband wife game, you got to play the role of the best husband that we know, and the best husband that we know is Adam, right? The first man, God's first man. That in that story,
Ooh.
what happens? How does Adam get Eve? Adam gets Eve
Um,
because he's good. He maintains good, so
uh,
he stays good throughout the whole. Like he's in paradise, bro. He has every reason to fuck off and do bullshit, but he maintains a head on good head on his shoulders, and then God sees that he's lonely, right?
uh,
So he's like, wait, so Adam's lonely. I got this really good guy. He's husband material, but he's lonely. So then what does God do? He starts bringing all of these different people to him, all of these different things. And so, and it's like, no, and Adam's like, no, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. Right? None of it was, there was not a suitable partner for him. And then, so Adam is patient this whole time. He's not cursing God. He's not like, fuck you, God. This sucks. Why am I so lonely? Why is that? No, he's just like, he's still being a good guy for the most part. And then God finds the perfect person for Adam. The perfect person. And what does Adam say when he meets her? He says, flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. Why does he say that? He says that because that's what your wife is supposed to be.
Come on.
He found all of these other things. Adam was living in paradise, right? Your wife is supposed to be flesh of your flesh. You guys should be cut from the same cloth. And bone of your bone.
Wow.
And you should be looking like, no, there's nobody suitable for me. These people aren't suitable for me. None of this is suitable. And then God grants you somebody that is of you, of the same spirit of you. And that's what I experienced. Like in all of my dating, I look back now, I'm like, oh shit, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. That's why that didn't work out. And then to know where I am now, to end up with somebody like Gabrielle, who is of my same spirit and my same thing. I'm like, I understand the story now.
The
rib, bro. So who you are going to find, who you're going to end up with, now that you know your husband material, right? Because you didn't know that before. You weren't husband material before, but now that you know that you're husband material, right?
Yes.
You maintain the righteous path for long enough, and it's like God is gonna find you somebody, right? The universe is gonna line itself up to fit someone who is a flesh of your flesh and bone of your bone, bro.
Come on.
And you don't want nobody else than that, because otherwise it's not Eve, right? Adam knew this is not Eve. That's not her. That's not her. That's not her. God was bringing all types of shit to Adam. Like, nah, this isn't right. This don't work. This don't work. And what does that also say? That says you're allowed to be selective, right? That says you're allowed to be selective about who you want as your partner. Eve must be specific. Adam was the first and best husband, right? Like, that's the example of what you should be as a husband. And a man should, what? Leave his mother and cleave to his wife. Right? Because at a certain point, it's like, okay, mom, like, great. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for taking care of me. But I no longer want to live in your basement. Now I am with I'm clinging to my wife because we are one thing now.
Yes.
And that's how it's supposed to be. So when it comes to, I'm really glad that you said that about you knowing that your husband material. Because I don't think when we met 10 years ago or 11 years ago, I don't think you knew that you were husband material. I don't think you would have said that.
I think that what I wanted versus where bro, that version of me was just I was double-minded, like I couldn't commit myself to the idea of it. The thing I remember most, a turning point for me was like realizing the life was that I needed in order to be the kind of guy, that I'm Terry. Like, it looked boring to me.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody pointed it out to me once. They were like, what are you gonna do? They're like, what are you gonna do? It's gonna be so really didn't have an answer for it at that time, you know, and I realized now that the answer was do me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what doing me meant. I didn't know that doing me meant that I could get a petty manny, you know, on Tuesday evening, grab a mani petty. Um, West Hollywood of all places, like they got these underground like places where I can get a mani petty. Yeah, don't tell nobody. You know, you gotta know somebody who knows somebody, and then you send a text and it says that they're closed, but then they give you a time to come anyway. That's how we get mad. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here, bro. Like shit is shut down, and like this is the city of pretty people, and like you know, people is sneaking places and getting a haircut. You know, like I snuck somewhere and got a haircut today. Like jumped off a roof with a rope and like somebody's slid in somebody's chimney to get a fucking
Haircut.
weak ass fade.
That's funny, y'all. But yeah, man, I think that you understanding it now though. You starting to get in the game now, you know. Which is exciting for me, man, watching you and your journey. You know, just because it's like you know, I want all my brothers to succeed, man. I want all my brothers to find peace, to find joy, to find happiness, you know, to have good health. That's number one for me, man. I want my entire circle to be healthy and well and wise. Um, and it pains me. It really does pain me to see you or anybody like just you know not any of those things, any reason. Um, and so it's exciting when the converse happens, you know. Um, so I'm happy to watch you start to figure it out, you know. Um, and and the more clear I see you get, the clearer I understand, like I see the person for you. And she gets more and more beautiful every time I think about it, which is crazy. Um
Yeah. And what's crazy too is like I've met women that could be my wife so gorgeous, and I was like, oh my God, Akron, this is the potential. This is it.
mhm,
You gotta be patient through this. Like
mhm.
you still gotta be patient through this angel of a woman. Man, the women that like I feel like be for me be angels. I'd be like, what in the world? Or like
Yeah,
the
man.
woman I was dating right before the woman I was dating right before the pit is a perfect example of like literal perfection. I'm talking about somebody that Spike Lee would hire as like a lead in one of his movies. You know, he loved him a light skinned, kind of natural Spanish looking thing. And she was from Houston, so she was cool.
Mm.
This woman this like, friends with Beyonce's dad. Like I think he like hired her in a group or something like that. Like this chick was cool and fine and was literally not my type, but like we really dug each other and thought it was meant to be. Like it seemed so perfect. Like, oh, you're from Dallas, oh, you're from Houston, same vibes and everything, but just like not the right time for us.
Yo, now that you say that, this will be fun to do on the third episode. What is your type, Akron? Because then we'll get to see it. Like we literally will have record. We'll watch you manifest your
I
person.
can't wait to tell you. I can't wait.
Bro, let's do it.
The what is your type Akron game?
the What Is Your Type Akron game. Ding, 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 ding. Here we go. Get a little sound going or something.
Yep.
We need some.
And just pull up random people and be like, "Is this her?" Right?
Now it's gonna
So wait,
3 times button like
so you know who Lakeith Stanfield is, right?
no.
I'm not saying his name wrong. Really, you don't know who this guy is?
Lakeith Sandfield.
Let me make sure I'm saying his name. Lakeith Stanfield. That's what I said.
Lakeith Stanfield. I no, I don't know who that is.
You don't watch Atlanta at all?
Oh no. I haven't gotten in. I haven't gotten into. I started the first episode and then like I tried to. I think it was like in the middle of me and Gabrielle, getting separating and stuff. And when that happened, we stopped
I
watching
haven't.
shows.
He's got a new movie out called Crown Heights that I bet is dope. It looks dope, but like check him out, man. He's like a dope ass actor.
Okay.
And now the story isn't gonna be as funny because you don't know who he is. So, I'm tempted to not even tell the story.
All right. Wait. So, okay. So have me watch it, and then you could tell me the story.
Yeah, I want you to just become accustomed with his work, man. Also, because he's just like, he's black. He's like around our age. I think he's probably like 28, 29, 30, somewhere up in there. He's in our generation, quote unquote, or maybe your, you know what I mean? But like, he's a dope ass actor, man. Like,
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll check him out for sure.
but he's acting a fool on Clubhouse right now in the worst way, and it's just so funny because I mean, I love his work, and so I'm expecting for him to be like this, like light on Clubhouse, like this.
Oh, I know. I know who he is.
Right.
Never.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is a great actor. Yeah, he was in Get Out. He was in Knives Out. Yeah. Oh, he was in Selma. Oh, that did that other movie come out? With it's like him and the dude from Black Panther, and he was in Get Out too. What's that movie called?
The one about them being actual Black Panthers.
Yes. It was like
I'm not sure that it's.
It was like
I'm not sure that it's out yet. I feel like we'd be talking about that right now for sure if it were out.
Definitely. What is okay? Upcoming projects. Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, no, that's not out yet. Yo, honestly, every time I see ads for that, I see myself in it, and it just. I'll tell you something I really want to make a movie about. I'm going to say this publicly right now because it's just fresh on my brain. It needs to be said. This needs to be in the atmosphere because I'm not sure if it's even being made right now. But the Harlem Hellfighters, have you heard this story? I feel like I've talked about it.
You might have, but I don't know.
Google the Harlem Hellfighters, man. Basically, they're the first black platoon in World War I. This is like before they would even put us. There was a time when they put black people on the front lines, just put our bodies up there. But they wouldn't let us in this particular war because they didn't think we would fight. They didn't think we could fight. They didn't think we were like smart enough. So this was like our first entry into the war, and it was like an honor for black men to fight during this time period. They were honored. They were showing up to hopefully fight for their own rights. Also, thinking that if they made America better, it would then make their lives better.
Which I mean is true, but
Uh,
long run, long run.
you know what I mean?
I mean, I mean,
Uh,
hey, listen. We everything that we enjoy today is all thanks to all the black people that lived before us, bro. Everything that they did, son. Every
oh
single
no,
thing.
absolutely. No,
Oh,
absolutely. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like I don't know if fighting for America was like the best decision
I mean, listen,
in 1905
listen.
or
Whichever,
whenever,
like,
World War One.
this is the thing. This is the thing. I have to remind myself, like, okay, I am grateful to live in a.
1910.
I'm grateful to not live in Nigeria, bro. Right? Because
Oh,
the government in Nigeria is actually corrupt. Like, not just this, like there's corrupt people in the government. Nah, the government is fucking corrupt.
no, the government. No. What I'm trying to tell you
Is like it's corrupt from top to bottom, and so corrupt that
is
they
corrupt from
sell
top to bottom.
us that Africa is poor and send money to Africa, and then their government goes, they want Africa to look as terrible as it does, so that they can get us to send them money, and then they can use the money for whatever the fuck they want to use the money for. They're not using it to make the country better, right? But so and when I think about that, I'm so thankful to live in a government, to live in a country, right, where the Constitution was so much more powerful than the want and need for slavery.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a powerful thing. And so for those people, for the Harlem Hellfighters to be fighting for America, right? It's because they believed in that Constitution that would allow for us to be free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Martin Luther King did what he did because he did it legally, right? He was doing it properly. He was playing the game based off of how it was written,
Had to.
right? And so for me, I always I'm like, wow, people saw that. People understood, and that's why America can go down as the greatest country in the world, right? Can be considered that because of the documents itself. Whether or not there's people that are corrupt and there's terrible government, like government officials, and a lot of people are power hungry, like humans are flawed people, but for the what for the mission and the constitution that this country is built on is, I think, is astounding. So I applaud people that were able to see that far down the line, like that they could fight for a country that wasn't gonna save them, but might save their grandchildren, right? Might save their great great grandchildren. That's really honor. That's honorable right there. So anyway, I say that to say, like, they were right. They were right. Maybe not in their lifetime, but they were right to be fighting for this country. Because I mean, shit, they could have been fighting for Germany. You know what I'm saying? In the 20s.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You
oh.
could be fighting on the wrong side. You could be fighting on a side that is actually down to fuck everybody over. And we don't live in a
I
country
met a
like that.
black German girl. She was sexy. She was sexy. Um,
But anyway,
oh.
I'll let you talk about Harlem.
No, no. I think. I mean, I think you're right, man. I think you're right. I think having that, bro. I keep hearing something. I don't know what it is.
So you sound like in the Devil's Advocate in the movie with the wife. Like, are you sure you don't hear?
Hearing something.
It's all in your head, sweetie. But yo, I was thinking of doing this poem and then wrapping it up. What you think? Y'all want to hear a poem? Yeah.
Yeah, we want to hear Paul.
All right. So
Fuck you, man.
so this poem is, I wrote this back in June. In light of all of the circumstances surrounding George Floyd's death, and um and yeah, I guess that's all I'll say about it. My Facebook is filled with two men taking knees. Two men I never met on their knees just for me. One man takes a knee to defend my beliefs, the other's man knee is on my throat just in hopes I don't breathe. Now what does it mean? Two men defending opposite sides. When I'm forced into the middle, so my life's on the line. Man one has had enough. He has to choose do or die. The other man just wants me gone. You can see in his eyes. Now who am I, you might ask? What's so special about you? Another person might just ask, well, what did you do? And I've been thinking it through, because man, I wish that I knew, because then I could solve the problem, but I don't have a clue. Now, I swear this out of the blue. The saddest part about it is that it ain't nothing new. So I'll probably be shot dead for false conclusions you drew. Yeah, you, because if I'm guilty, then you gotta be too. And that's the rules, so what judgments have you made about me? Because I guess you'd never guess, I bet you'd never guess my IQ's 143. That ain't so easy to see. That's why you call the police who shoot first, ass lady. Yeah, we know how y'all be. You all think you elite, leaving my blood on the leaves. You just want me losing trust in every person I meet. So the only option I see is to pack me a heat, but then I give you every cause to kill me casually. So what's your problem with me? Like really, what do you see? What's so different about my life and the air that I breathe? Because when I look into the mirror, all I see is myself honestly playing the game with the hand I was dealt. And from what I could tell, that's been doing me well, so I could see where I went wrong. So maybe look at yourself. And really, what if it helps to really look in your eyes and ask yourself why you're careless when a black man dies? Nah, yo, wait. I just qualified the one thing that lets us relate. Dead man, dead black man doesn't equate, because dead black man's skin is a nigga's mistake. Because you could tell by the response from the head of the state, black people pure evil in the nation of great. Whites, we all guilty in the world of sin. But man too thinks he's a judge, and you could tell by the grin. I thought Christ said life's about the goodness within, but apparently for you it's about the tone of my skin. So how the hell do I win if I was born this way? What's the point of free will if I don't have a say? Why the blatant lie to say straight and narrows the way? If the prize of life is death, then we won't play. Nah. See, that's exactly what they want you to think. Flood your mind with hate and nihilism, drink it or sink. They know that we on the brink to change the world in a blink, and when we get the upper hand, this scale will make them extinct. So let's think about a remedy as best as we can. If you're offended by extremities, you cut off the hand. Any part of you unheavenly won't fit in the plan, so if your hand is in supremacy, you're probably damned. Fall prey to group identity, you bloody the lamb. But if you look into the mirror, you might see who I am. I'm not a monster or an enemy, and if you don't understand, allow me to jog your memory. I am a man. All right.
What?
Yeah, man. That poem really hits home for me a lot, and that's really all I can say about it.
Bro, I think it was perfect for MLK Day, and happy MLK Day.
Yes.
G, and to everybody who might have tuned in or will tune in. That's what I'm really anxious about too, man. Is to come back and hear that poem like again.
Yeah.
I want a part 2 though, bro.
Let's do it, bro. Yo, when I released that my my high school theater teacher called me, bro, super excited. Like she was like, I want to write a show. Let's write a show. Like she really was hoping. She got like a bunch of people to try to help me produce a whole show about it. So I'd be down, bro. If you want to do it, we could get the funding and do a whole little thing on it, on that in that same world.
Let's do it, man. But like, I keep hearing something in my house, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. It's crazy right now. You know.
All right. I guess that means we should call it a night.
Yo, man, we should. Honestly, these ghosts in here. You know what I'm saying? It might be like, I don't know. And also, my air conditioner isn't working right now. Like, it's times for a brother in the pandemic, man. Like,
Bruh, son. I think you need to.
We struggling out here, but like.
So I think for me, LA is gonna be 2022 moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's when it's gonna be, bro. 2022 moves.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this: you're gonna have to come out here at least 6 times this year and make this money. Period.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna be out there, but like we ain't signing no lease until at least 2022.
Hey, do what you gotta do, man. This dude just offered me the whole amount of my lease, man, if he could pay cash up front. I'm like, you got to be a drug dealer, but like, I might take you up on that.
Yo, word. Hell yeah.
So he's gonna finish the whole rest of the lease if he could pay, but he only wants to pay 6 months up front. So I'm like, shit. So basically, I'm just renting the apartment to you for 6 months, and then what? Are you leaving then? Do I have to come back? Or can you give it to another drug dealer?
Flip that shit. Flip that money.
Because, bro, I could be anywhere in the world right now. I could take that money and be in fucking anywhere, bro. Like, I make money off a laptop right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I made some investments and, like, it's just, I'm on some grown man stuff, though. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought that I would be this guy. That's looking back, too.
Husband material, son.
Huh?
You becoming husband material. That's what's happening.
Yeah, bro. I mean, yeah, you honestly, like, today is a perfect example of, like, self-care and manly duties. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even make time to, like, reach out to anybody that I wanted to holler at. Even though it was a day off for me and stuff, I was like, nah, man, I got stuff to do.
Word.
Anyways, man, I'm always glad to do this. I'm always glad when we do this. Let's do this again next week.
For sure. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at thedevilsadvocate.live, or you can go to either one of Akron. We're so excited to have you on the Devil.